Welcome, my name is Lynx. We are playing Sakura Succubus 10. We had... well, the beginning of the day, technically, in the previous episode. With a little dream-like event, which I assume was a blast from the past. And again, breakfast with Hifumi, lovely Hifumi. And now... we are getting to business. Technically the business that Hifumi wants. So we are going to go and buy an engagement ring, wedding ring, one of the two. Or maybe both, to be fair. Let's get ready. Let us continue.
It really is a pleasant morning, do you not agree, my dear Hiroki? It is almost as though nature itself wishes to bless us and our blossoming new relationship.
New? That's one way of looking at it, I guess. I agree in a half-hearted, non-committal sort of way, wandering through the streets with Hifumi as I do. Hifumi is still attired in her favorite kimono, the long sleeves swishing when she walks. Man, kimonos are beautiful. As far as outfits go, it's a good deal more conservative than the ones some of the other women in my harem wear. Yes, I'm referring to Cosmos. Hazel comes in at a pretty close second. Hifumi's kimono covers all of the parts it really needs to, and it even masks how voluptuous her body is. Does it? Does it mask it for? That doesn't stop passers-by from staring at us, however, as we promenade through the Tokyo streets, Hifumi's slender arm linked with mine. Covering for Hifumi's outfit is... it definitely stands out. Her kimono is literally embellished, elaborate to an extent that it's apparent even at a glance it must have cost a pretty penny. She's quite obviously a wealthy woman. Her outfit is detailed enough to draw all sorts of curious glances. And it definitely doesn't hurt that Hifumi is so beautiful, of course. I think she'd draw stares even if she was attired in her casual clothes and she was still wearing her glasses, owing to how peerless her features, how large her eyes, and how smooth her skin is. Of course, we mentioned the eyes, right? Hifumi's long dark hair, meanwhile, make her look like a quintessential Japanese beauty, no matter what clothes she might be wearing. Hifumi and I have only been wandering the streets for a little while, but we're getting all sorts of stares. I'll bet the passers-by are looking at the two of us. Me in my plain shirt and denim pants. Okay, Hifumi dressed up in her elegant kimono and wondering what the hell we're doing together. We must make for quite the unlikely couple. Hifumi might be style and grace, but I'm the exact opposite of that. So much so, it's enough to make me feel a little out of my element. Yeah, I'm also the same, but I just don't care. It doesn't help that people keep staring at us either and glaring at me. I might not have any telepathic abilities. I'm a completely ordinary human, not like the girls in my ever-expanding Succubus harem, but I can do a pretty good job at guessing what they're thinking. Their thoughts probably go a little something like...
Man, who in the world is that woman? She's gorgeous.
looks familiar too. Then tell me, is that Yamamoto Hifumi?
Yamamoto Hifumi, the famous actress. It must be. I would recognize her elegant bearing anywhere.
Didn't you just say that you don't recognize her? You just said who in the world is that woman. And now you say I would recognize her. Dude, what are you talking about?
I love Yamamoto Hifumi. She did a wonderful job in the hospital drama.
I prefer her from her previous movies. She makes a wonderful leading lady, especially in period pieces.
She's so beautiful. We might both be women, but I really do adore her. I'd give up anything for you, Lady Hifumi.
Hifumi's a real looker. But who's that sloppily dressed glasses wearing guy walking next to her? He's so average.
He's ruining Lady Hifumi's effortless grace. He has no right to stand alongside such a beflooming match. Let's speak to her.
Or maybe it's not for you to decide who he's able to stand by.
This loser needs to be a taught lesson. Let's sick him.
Alright, so I'm exaggerating, alright? Nobody's actually tried to jump me, but I'm afraid it's only a matter of time. I think he has nothing to worry about. I mean, you're in Japan. Unless Japan decided to let in, like, trash, then you should be fine. I should be used to being glared at by this point, and I am. My coworkers all despise me, but it still gets kind of exhausting. There is no crime against walking down the streets with a pretty woman, is there? Why am I being made to feel like a bad guy? It's unfair. It doesn't really help that Hifumi's arm is linked through my own too. Our closeness is only attracting even more glares.
Dude, stop caring about that. It's not important. Focus on the lady by your side.
It's kind of funny how I change my voice when I get pissed. Like,
what are you doing?
Anyway, I wonder what these people will think when we actually start shopping around for a wedding ring. But I guess it's also not the way, like, I actually would get pissed. Like, I'm pretty certain it will be a different voice. Which could be hurting some of the games. That really annoyed me. Anywho. The word already got out a while back that I was in a relationship with Hifumi. But I think the general public would lose their collective minds if they knew we were looking for wedding rings. You know what? Now that I think about it, that is a strictly, I would say, Japanese thing. Because I would say, like, other countries, like, you know, whatever, she's marrying someone, who cares? I feel like it's the Japanese, like, famous people that have this problem. I mean, dude, even what I already complained about a lot in the past, the idols, the fact that they can't date and it's in the contracts, like, that's like one of the most ridiculous things you can think about when it comes to idols, I feel like, as an outsider. And I think, like, isn't it also, like, the same with the VTubers? Like, they are literally not allowed to date? I think there was, like, one or two in one of the groups from Japan, and they found out that she was one of them, or two of them, were in a relationship, actually, and they had their contracts cancelled. Like, dude, that's kind of crazy. I mean, not kinda, it's crazy. So yeah, like, that kind of mentality is beyond me. I don't get it at all. Anyway, I don't really want to deal with it. Fair enough. I can't be as excited about our potential union as I should be, therefore I feel a bit guilty about it. Yeah, I don't know why you would not be. If you look so happy, I don't want to pour cold water all over her parade. I'm glad she's in a good mood. She's walking along with a veritable spring to her step, but... no buts. Hey, Hifumi.
Yes. What is it, my dear future husband?
I was just thinking. I'm happy you're happy.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. As a future married couple, our happiness should derive from one another. That can only be a positive.
Yeah, I guess so. But I do think we're pretty comfortable.
As do I. Nobody satisfies me like you do, my dear Hiroki.
You know, everyday conversations and so on. Anyway, but I'm a bit worried.
Worried?
Hifumi pauses. She blinks at me, her head tilted to one side, and says,
About what?
About, well... At the moment, I'm a bit worried I might be eviscerated by one of the men or one who are walking by, but that's pretty unlikely. Japanese people are quite mild-mannered. Even if they recognize me and Hifumi, and they despise me for tainting their queen, I doubt they'll say anything. I don't need to worry about being knifed, at least. This is not Paris or London. But I do have a few other concerns. So I remember that you proposed to me now, and I remember I didn't exactly reject you. I wouldn't want to because I care for you so deeply.
Good. Then what is there to complain about? You didn't reject me, and now we are going to buy our wedding rings so we can exchange our vows officially. Is that not wonderful?
In theory, I guess. If we lived in a more perfect world, there wouldn't be any issues. But I'm afraid things are moving a bit fast.
Too fast? What are you talking about?
Hifumi frowns. Come on, man, it's been 10 games. Actually, more than that, but... She doesn't look outright upset, which is a positive. I was afraid she might take offense to it, but she does look a touch perturbed.
Now that is worrying. I thought we were on the same page about this.
I think we are more or less... It's not like I don't want to marry you, but we've only known one another for a year.
That's fine.
I'll be honest, I've never dated anyone for over a year. Yeah. It feels pretty fast to tie the knot. Dating, I mean, maybe asking someone to marry you after a year. Maybe that's okay. But maybe, like, staying in that engagement stage for another year would be fine. I think so. What would I do? I've never been engaged for.
But I suppose I see your point. To me, however, it does not feel fast at all. In fact, it is quite the opposite. I've been looking forward to our wedding for quite some time. When first I met you, I knew I wished always to be with you. I always knew that I wanted to marry you. I was prepared for this moment from our very first meeting, and we have been acting like a married couple for over a year already. Do you not agree with my assessment?
I guess. Hifumi has a point, and it's not an unfair point to make either, but no buts. I mean, even if we have been acting pretty lovey-dovey for a while, we aren't the only two people in the relationship. We need to think a little bit about the others too. Have you told them that you've proposed to me?
Well...
Hifumi demurs, her face flashing pale pink.
Not quite yet.
Me? You haven't?
Not yet, no. But please, Hiroki, don't look at me like that, dear. I know it might seem underhanded, but that really wasn't my intention. I had no desire to steal you away from the others. I simply know that some of my Succubus sisters can be rather... possessive. Especially my dear cousin, Yue.
Sure. I mean, she kidnapped him to the Succubus realm, so yeah.
If she were to find out about this, I fear she would never condone it.
Maybe she would.
She would be quite upset, which is why I wish to indulge in this fantasy in private for just a bit longer. When the others find out about this, it will make things so much more complicated.
Well, yeah, I get that. You're not wrong, but isn't that all the more reason why we should tell them sooner? I don't want to spring this on them out of the blue. They deserve to know about this. I mean, they're all very dear to me too.
Oh, what's this, Hiroki? Who deserves to know about what?
Yeah. I start alarmed and turn about. Who said that? Well, would you look at that? Well, we are in a dangerous spot. It's Hazel!
Hey, you two! You lovebirds are looking all nice and cozy.
For you know what? We might not be in the dangerous spot. Because even though technically I'm romancing with Hazel, Hazel is more into Yue. So, in this kind of situation, maybe this allows Hazel bigger chances of getting QF for herself. Even if I like Hazel a lot too far. Like, dude, I want to keep Hazel around. Anyway, and UA is great too. God damn it. Alright, it's a marriage with 3 right now. Yeah, but that is just something I'd accept in like anime world. Real life, no thanks, dude.
I saw you with...
I basically what I'm getting at is I don't believe like if you are with more than one person you can bring happiness to even a single one of them. That's right. Anyway,
I saw you whispering something to yourself just now. If I don't know what that could be. What you been talking about, huh? I don't want to be left out of the loop. Come on.
well, I glanced to one side, feeling pretty put on the spot.
What should I say?
I'm gonna say the truth. Let's do it. Let's jump the gun.
I can exactly try to fob Hazel off with an "oh, it's nothing." That make it really obvious that something is in fact up, and it would only serve to make me look more suspicious too. I don't want Hazel to think I'm trying to hide something from her, even if I am. I don't want to undermine her intellect either. Hazel might talk roughly a little like a boy, but she's quite perceptive. I doubt I'll be able to fool her. I could try and think up an excuse, but what's the point? Since she's got up me and Hifumi, I might as well come clean. I was Meanwhile, they probably talked for like 5 minutes between each other already, like Hazel and Hifumi together. Like, come on. Because this guy is going monologue in his head. I was meaning to tell the other members of my harem about what's going on anyway, and in the case, Hazel isn't possessive and jealous, like you and you were. Confiding her should be fine, right? Right? Well, I'm not too sure, but there is only one way to find out. Hey, Hazel. Haha, it's good to see you. It's actually pretty good timing. There is something I've been meaning to tell you.
There is?
Yeah, so it's about me and Hifumi. You see,
Oh, Hazel. We have wonderful news. I'm certain that you'll support us even if our other Succubus sisters turn against us. You see, I proposed to Hiroki. Now the two of us are going to get married.
You're getting married, huh? That's really neat. I'm so happy for you. I'm not. Don't you think this is just a tease with Casey Hiroki, my buddy, my pal? Since when were you gonna marry Hifumi, huh?
Since a couple of weeks ago, actually. She asked me when we were still in Astoria, and...
What?
Hazel texted towards me, her large chest pressed against me, and her eyes bored into my own.
You didn't say yes, did you, Hiroki?
Well,
No way, you didn't!
I don't know if I had much of a choice. It would have seemed rude to reject her, and I really do like Hifumi, so I wouldn't mind being married to her.
Oh, Hiroki, you are so kind. I would love to wed you too.
But I guess I was a little worried about what the rest of you would think. I still am, actually. I knew it'd be difficult to get you to agree to this, but I thought you'd be pretty supportive at least. I look over Hazel, taking in the intense way she's inhaling, the self-righteous way her eyes are narrowed. She's breathing so hard she looks like she's on the verge of some sort of panic attack, and her face is very red. This doesn't look good.
Was I mistaken? Of course you're... Of course you're mistaken, Hiroki, dummy, you jerk!
Hazel yells loudly, so that several passers-by stop passing by. They pause frozen in their tracks to turn to look at us, confusion written all over the face. I can even hear a few people whispering curiously amongst themselves.
What is going on? We're having a lover's tea party? That's definitely what it looks like.
Hey, don't you think that woman looks a little like the tennis star?
What? Hazel? Williams, was it?
Yeah, that's right. She's her spitting image.
this. Fantasy sporting star hero for the places. She can't really be Hazelful, can she?
It seems unlikely.
You said about that other woman. She looks so much like Yamamoto Hifumi.
Gee, and now we're attracting even more attention. It sure is hard dating so many famous women. My life would be tricky enough to navigate even my Sakura round wasn't so renowned because they are also beautiful, but them being famous only adds to it. It makes it hard to go outside with my harem. And the difficulty is further compounded when they start making a scene like this. Rumors were flying around a while back that I was in a relationship with several high-profile women, obviously Hifumi included, but they've died down since then. It seems likely these rumors are going to start back up all over again now for... Thanks, Hazel. Thanks a lot.
I can't believe you, Hiroki. How could you think that I'm alright with this? You're a nice guy and all, but you can be so thoughtless sometimes.
Right. Hazel does have a point. I know she does, which is why I can't refute her. It was wrong of me to agree with Hifumi's proposition without telling the rest of my harem. Not really. Hazel might act mellow, but I know she has fond feelings for me just like all the others. She's even told me that she loves me before. That she did. Of course she'd be upset. I wouldn't be surprised if she's jealous. I mean, propose to her yourself then? I'm fully prepared for her to call me an asshole, but...
I mean, how can you get married to Hifumi of other people? She's so pretty, she'll be wasted on you.
Ow!
If this keeps up, you're gonna take all of the hot babes away from me.
Of course we would be talking about that.
Hifumi's totally my type too. If you marry her, then I won't be able to fantasize about doing this to her or that or even that.
Basically, she means being fat in the mornings, like the breakfast and...
And I won't be able to bury my head in her bosom anymore either.
Okay. That's a thumbnail. Once again. Hazel dives forwards, then wraps her arms around Hifumi's slender waist. Hifumi staggers under Hazel's wave, I guess she wasn't expecting that, and looks down bemused. She blinks, then says,
Goodness me. I had no idea you liked me that much, Hazel.
Join the club. And here was silly me, thinking Hazel was upset because I'd chosen another woman over her.
I guess I'm the one who was mistaken.
Since when were you a Hifumi fangirl anyway? I thought you was your number one! Isn't she the one true love of your life? The most perfect woman ever to grace your unworthy eyeballs?
Well, sure.
Hazel pouts childishly, still nuzzling her head against Hifumi's impressive bosom.
Lydia is wonderful, of course she's. As far as beautiful women go, she's in a tier of her own. I'd be willing to do anything for her, if only she asked. I'd even shave off all of my hair,
Please don't do that.
or give up a tennis to become a pro shogi player. I'd do whatever she asked. She's my queen, and I'm nothing more than her humble duke.
Edo.
Hifumi blinks.
That sounds rather demeaning.
I think that's the point. Hazel's the sort of person who likes being demeaned.
My, we might have more in common than I thought.
What? Right. For the sake of maintaining my composure, I'm going to overlook that remark. But really, if you is your favorite, then why are you making such a big deal about Hifumi proposing to me? I thought she was supposed to be your one true love.
What type of girl do you take me for, Hiroki?
I beg your pardon. Hazel's acting like I've offended her, but that really was my intention. I thought her feelings for you were well known, unless I'm mistaken? Is you and not your favorite, Hazel?
No, she's wonderful, dignified, elegant, graceful, and just a little bit awkward. She's incredibly good. She's one of the first people I think about when I wake up, and seeing her lovely face always brightens up my day. There's no one in the world more amazing than my lady.
Okay, so then why are you getting so rocked up about my relationship with Hifumi?
Because I like Hifumi too, duh! I might not like Hifumi as much as I like do. Love? No, love Lady Yue, but we're still pretty close. Hifumi is Lady Yue's cousin, that means they share a lot in common. They both get the same long dark hair and the same fair skin. They even wear similar clothes and they're both very refined. Hifumi is a bit older, so she's calmer, but there's fierceness into her too, just lurking beneath the surface. Hifumi is kind and patient, and most importantly, she has a really big chest.
Is that really so important?
Yes.
To me, this. I love busty girls. The bigger the better, that's my motto.
I think I'm playing in the same team as Hazel. But there is also a limit to how big you can go. Because, you know... Well, there is a limit, basically. There is a limit.
You're gorgeous, Hifumi. I was looking up to you. I admire you.
But nobody in Wink Cloud games hits that limit. Which is great. And luckily none of them is flat. Which, by the way, Wink Cloud, good job on that. I'm like you, I don't like flat. Anyway.
I don't want to hear you. Hiroki, take you away from me.
Quadness. I'm glad that you care for me to such a degree, Hazel. Your attention is quite flattering, but surely too late to worry about Hiroki taking me away from you. I've been in a relationship with him for quite some time after all. I made his acquaintance before you did even.
Well, I know that I'm not a complete dummy. I'm aware that you like Hiroki, and that's fine. I like Hiroki too a lot. I think it's nice that we're in this big open relationship and we're all happy with one another. I don't mind our current setup, but you're trying to mess up the giant loving we've got going on. There's a difference between dating somebody and marrying them. The moment Hiroki puts a ring on your finger, that will be it. It will change your relationship with him, and it will change your relationship with the rest of us too. It will make everything all unbalanced. Can't you see how unfair that is here for me? It's not right that Hiroki should give you special treatment even if you are really pretty. And it's actually not right that he wants to take you away from the rest of us. Me! You're so pretty, I want to keep fantasy about you without feeling like a homewrecker. So I think it's only right that the two of you postpone this. You're being way too hasty. This is really important life decision, you hear? It's not something that should be taken lightly. And if you want to get married, you can't do it behind our backs. You need to talk to all of us. Me, Lady Yue, Ayu, Marina, all of the others. It'd be wrong not to. You're both being jerks. Anyway, who's being a jerk? What's with this infernal racket? And did I hear somebody mention my name? Huh?
Oh my.
Hazel and Hifumi turn their heads in a near-perfect unison. Hazel relinquishing her grip from Hifumi's middle as she does so. I turn to perplex, searching for our interloper.
Oh.
I was totally off the mark with the voice.
Oh, good morning, Marina. It is rather good to see you. And you too, Cosmos.
Oh. There's two of them?
It's rare to see both of you together.
I guess it. Meowdy, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, Cosmos Marina. Huh.
He grins.
That's a pretty unusual combination.
I was just thinking the same thing myself. I don't know if I've ever seen you together before.
Hazel and Hifumi are both raising a good point. It is pretty weird to see Marina and Cosmos together like this. Two members of my OG harem,
Wakatsuki Marina and Cosmos Moretti,
are standing only a few paces away. Marina is wearing her business attire, which is commonplace for her, even though it's a weekend. Maybe she had some meeting to attend which simply couldn't wait. Cosmos, meanwhile, looks just like she always does, which is to say, her outfit's pretty revealing, is it? I wouldn't say so. Nah, it's not. Stop lying. Atop her ombre head, meanwhile, there is a pair of cat ears, which are attached, of course, to a headband. Right. Cosmo's appearance might be unusual, but she's not really a cat girl. I mean, everybody knows that those don't exist. The idea is simply ludicrous. In any case, what are you two doing together? Is something going on?
Curious, are you? I appreciate the interest, for it is nothing particularly special. I was actually working with Cosmos to promote a new brand of clothing. I would like to launch within the next couple of months.
Okay. Good choice then. Marina, as it happens, is the CEO.
We know that. We played. This is the 10th installment. We don't need to replay who does what.
Anyway, Marina, as it happens, is the CEO of a big fashion company. She isn't just wearing that suit for show. I know she's busy in board meetings around the clock discussing the future of her company. Most of the clothes Marina's company makes are on the higher end. They are in the sort of clothes that your average person could buy in a shopping mall, and they aren't carried in the majority of stores. Okay. They're clothes for the wealthy elites. Her brand is designer, but maybe she's planning to change that. If she wants Cosmos to the poster girl of her... Wait, what? If she wants Cosmos to be the poster girl of her new brand, I figure she's branching to more affordable fashion, maybe. I mean, no shade Cosmos, but she doesn't exactly scream, high fashion! She never wears fancy evening dresses, and most of her clothes are revealing.
Oh?
Hazel's eyes widen, then she grins.
You said that it's not particularly special, but that sounds really neat to me. What will your new line be like?
Yes, I was a little curious about that too. Are you going to get into more casual clothes?
That was the general idea, yes. You really are astute, Hiroki. I knew there was a reason why I liked you so much.
Thanks. You don't give me too much credit for it. It's just common sense. Something that a lot of people lack in 21st century. Or should I say in 2026. And even if I'm not part of the fashion industry per se, I'm a photographer. And I've taken snaps of models in the past for fashion magazines, so I know certain brands are associated with certain styles.
Indeed, you are right. Making handsome luxury clothes is all well and good, but I have wanted to expand my business lately. I've seen a lot of successful shops which make relatively cheap clothes with cute, colorful designs that appeal to the masses, and I thought it would be good to capitalize on that. I'd like to give people more options where I can, and of course, it wouldn't hurt to corner a new area of the market. I think there could be a real demand for more graphic shirts, shorts, and pleated skirts. They might seem plentiful, but there is room enough for innovation, and if we make the material cheap, we should be able to keep the costs down. That's my general idea, at least.
And you asked Cosmos to help promote it because she's popular, is that right?
Naturally. She has a huge following on Rapid Pound, and a lot of people comment on the clothes she wears.
Or doesn't wear as it wears. Anyway.
She's become something of a style influencer, though I'm unsure whether she did it deliberately. Knowing Cosmos' space in Asia, it could very well have been a fluke. But I thought her image would mesh well with the new line of clothes I wish to launch. She's a cheerful, easygoing sort of girl, which is exactly the image I wish to present to my customers. Oh!
That didn't go well.
Oh, you're being too nice, Marina. There isn't anything at all special about little me. But I'm very happy that you want me to help. I feel very blessed. If anything, I'm the one who feels blessed. Your cooperation is very much appreciated, especially given how many followers you have. With your reach, I should be able to tap into the brand new market which would have taken no interest in my typical line of clothes. It should be very beneficial for me.
And me too! I mean, I get to dress up in a bunch of cute outfits, and you're paying me a bunch of privilege too! It's a win-win! For me!
It's a double win for Cosmos.
I'm so glad we're able to talk things out, Marina! It's almost like we're besties! In fact, that gives me an idea!
Uh-oh, here we go. Yeah! Alright, this might be an actual thumbnail for this video. She's so awkward. Let's go. A grinning Cosmos winds an arm around Marina's waist, then pulls out her phone from the pocket of her shorts. Holding her phone up in the air, she directs it to both herself and Marina as she says, also, that button is working overtime over there. That button is basically Spider-Man. Surely you understood the reference, right? Holding her phone up in the air, she directs it to both herself and Marina as she says,
Come on, Marina, say cheese! Or since I'm part Italian, maybe you should say... mozzarella! I don't really mind what you want to say, but I like to see you smile. We need to let everybody know how close we are.
What? Oh.
Marina blinks. She looks a little taken back, which is a rarity for her. Marina is usually so cool and collected. It's very rare for her to blush or to break character. Let's go.
What are you doing, Cosmos?
I'm gonna take a photo of us together. I'll take a whole bunch, and I can upload the best of them to my Rapid Pound account. I think it will be a blast. We'll let everybody know that we're friends, and it should generate a bit of buzz on social media. It will be a good way to promote your new fashion line. And you're so cute, Marina. It'd be a shame not to get a few selfies of you.
Well, thank you, I think.
It's true, she's beautiful, so.
It is rare that anybody calls me cute. Typically, people call me that I am competent or level-headed. Compliments which are very much appreciated.
Cute, beautiful, stunning.
But they are quite different from being told that I'm cute.
Now that's kind of funny. I never get told I'm competent, level-headed. Forget it. I always says that I'm empty-headed instead.
Cosmos giggles, still holding her phone aloft. She shifts it to get a better angle, her eyes narrowed with laser-like precision. Cosmos and I look and indeed act like an arrowhead, but she's not completely devoid of any talents. She's quite good at taking her own photos, and I say that as a professional in the field. She has a pretty fancy setup back at her place, sets and a rim light and a camera even more powerful than the one on her phone. Which makes sense. Now that I think about it. Now that you mentioned it, I think the camera in my phone might be better than my camera, which I have not used in a while. Anyway, I know because I've been back to Cosmos' place and I was a little naive of it. People might think it's easy work taking photos of yourself in revealing outfits and posting them on the net, but Cosmos is surprisingly professional about it. Yeah. If you're doing that in real life, I'm judging you a lot. Anyway, I've seen some of her photos, alright? Maybe I've seen a lot of them, and while Cosmos herself always looks good in them, I'm forever struck by how careful her compositions are. Cosmos always arranges herself neatly within the frame, and she poses in such a way to show off the details of her outfits. The lighting in her photos is good too, and they're never blurry. She's a real artiste. I think she could even give me a run for my money. Maybe Cosmos has to take some snaps with Marina on the spur of the moment, but she's taking this seriously. I can see it in the way she narrows her eyes, the way she repositions herself to seek out the best angles. I think this is one of the reasons why I like Cosmos so much. Yeah, she really does work hard. Maybe that's why I say with a small smile. You know, you shouldn't let the mean things Ayu says get to you too much. I don't think you're incompetent, Cosmos. You're actually quite smart in your own way.
I agree. I'm terrible with technology, much to my chagrin. I barely use my phone, and social media is so complicated. It makes my head spin. I have social media manager who handles all of that for me, and even then I find it intimidating. It's quite impressive how you're able to manage your own accounts and how you manage to become so well known. Something Lynx cannot achieve ever.
That's right. You have way more followers than I do. And they keep on going up. You're really a genius when it comes to self-promotion.
I'm a real idiot when it comes to self-promotion.
Which is why I asked Cosmos if she would partner with me for my new clothing line. She might act the fool, but there is to know a degree of intelligence rattling around inside of her head. Intelligence I need to utilize for myself.
Utilize, huh? That sounds kind of mercenary, haha.
I'm afraid I must be a mercenary. I'm a businesswoman. Nothing get done at all if I was not prepared to be cutthroat.
Well, I guess that's true. I like how driven you are, Marina. But that's why I'm determined to make your new clothing line a success. Let's take a bunch of good photos that will get the internet talking. I'll post them all over my rapid pound, and people will start speculating. What's Cosmo doing with Atsuki Marika? Since when were they friends? Are they playing some sort of collab? No way, that's so exciting! Hey, do you think Cosmos has gained weight? She looks a little chubby.
She does not look chubby at all. She looks great.
That's what the people will be saying. I can only imagine it.
Oh, well, this was unplanned. It's quite unexpected. I'm not wearing any nice outfits for a selfie.
What are you talking about?
And I don't really take them myself. I don't have much experience with this sort of thing, but if you think it would help...
It would definitely help. It will give you a huge boost. People will be talking about these selfies for weeks. I mean, how often do we hang out together?
That is a good point. Typically, I like to run these things past my marketing before making any statements online, but I suppose there is no harm being spontaneous every once in a while. That is the sort of demographic I'm trying to appeal to with my new clothing line. So, alright, what the heck, let's do this.
Yeah, let's! I'm so glad you agree with me, Marina! Now look this way, and that, and then... Yeah, just like that, the expression is perfect. You're so cute! All of my fans are going to go nuts over this. They will eat you up! You're adorable!
Once again, I'm unsure whether that compliment really suits me.
Yes, it does.
But thank you. I'm glad that you think so.
Oh, of course I think so. I think we look pretty cute nice together, hence it happens. You're wearing a business suit. I'm in my casual clothes. There is some real contrast there. But that will only serve to give these photos even more visual interest, eh?
Cosmos snaps a few more photos as she speaks. She's grinning widely. The whole time, so widely I can see her back teeth. Marina and Y looks decidedly more uncertain. It's a new side of the hyper-efficient businesswoman Wakatsuki Marina. But it's not unappealing. I'm getting quite a kick from it, in fact. Cosmos is right, Marina really does look cute.
And that should be that. I'll go through these a bit later and I'll upload a couple of the nicest ones, eh?
Right. I'm glad, although I would appreciate if you could send me the photos you mean to post beforehand so I can review them. While I think this is a solid business strategy, I would not wish any images of myself to circulate online where I look less than my best.
Of course! I'll let you review all the photos, Marina. I don't want to embarrass you here. I'm just trying to help you,
Thank you. I'm glad that you're so passionate about this.
Well, of course I'm passionate about this. I wouldn't agree to help out if I wasn't. We're friends, you and me. It makes sense. I'd wanna go out my way to help you. And I think it also makes sense I'd help you get the word out about your hard work. That's what friends do!
Friends, are we?
Marina frowns, all while toying with a strand of her fair hair.
I was uncertain, admittedly, about going quite that far. As regard you as nothing more than a business partner. But you've been so enthusiastic about this. Perhaps I can regard you as a friend after all.
Cosmos flashes Marina another peace sign.
I really hope you think that me, Marina. Marina. But even if you didn't regard me as a friend, I'd still think of you as my friend regardless.
Is that so?
I like this flipping scene. It's so good.
Yeah, you don't have to like me, but that won't stop me from liking you. My feelings are my own. And no matter what happens, I think you're really nice and really smart and really cool.
Cosmos, calm down. Marina is about to overheat.
Why would I want to be your friend? I can think of a few reasons. Marina is kind of scary, you know.
Yeah, if you pull the wrong... If you push the wrong buttons...
I only appear scary to you, Hazel, because you frequently do and say stupid things which deserve punishment. I can be nice to people who have proven themselves worthy of my kindness, like Cosmos here. While I don't have many friends, I would not mind befriending you. For we'll need to be careful, entwining business and friendship can make things rather tricky.
I don't see why. We just need to be nice to one another and everything should work out.
That is something of a simplistic take.
The best kind of take.
For it is quite refreshing by the same token. I'm glad you do not think too much at least. People who are too pensive can be quite troublesome to deal with.
Marina smiles before turning her attention to myself in Hifumi. Uh-oh. She raises an eyebrow and then says,
So, I fear we have not addressed the elephant in the room.
I'm not an elephant. I'm supposed to be a cat girl. Or maybe there's an untapped market for elephant girls.
No, there isn't. We don't want that. Please don't.
No, I wasn't calling you an elephant. I was merely wondering what Hiroki and Hifumi are hiding. Hiroki in particular has been looking rather shifty, and I'm curious why Hazel was shouting so much before we arrived. What in the world is going on between the pair of you?
Oh yeah, I'm curious about the two. Real curious, in fact. Come on, you two. What's going on? Spill the beans. I want to know. Did something happen? Don't leave us out. We're all stuck together. We're supposed to be BFFs. It's so nice. It's not nice to keep secrets from your friends, you know.
I'm not half as awkward as Marina and have no issues with calling you my friend. I'm glad you think of me as such, Godmouth. I suppose I should be honest with you. The thing is,
I thought you said, but instead you try over this conversation. You see?
Hazel draws in a deep breath, puffing out her large chest until it looks even larger than cries.
Hiroki's going to marry you. That's why we're going to go together. We're going to become wedding rings. We'll be playing all of this behind our backs now. We're seriously gonna tie the knot.
huh? Oh my.
What the? What's going on?
What is Hiroki shouting?
Who's going to get...
I'm going to get married.
Hey, what? Is that Yamamoto? And Wakatsuki Marina.
We're hiding from you too.
Oh, hell, that looks like Cosmos Moretti, huh? Not that I watch her streams or buy her photo books, of course. Never done that. Never, okay? I never done that. It's not like I'm fan of hers or anything. I just happened to hear about her. Yes. Because of that stunt she pulled with the ex.
Damn. I'm supposed to be Cosmos' boyfriend and not even I've heard about this story with the ex. Yeah, what's this about? I'm kind of interested and want to change the topic for. What did she do exactly? I'm kind of curious now. Maybe I should pull up my phone, look it up. I'm busy pondering the pros and cons of this one.
Are you so sure about this, Hazel? This one of your silly jokes, is it?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure. No, it hasn't. Hifumi told me herself. It's in that right, Hifumi.
Well, yeah.
Hifumi. Sorry. Hifumi. That cute nickname of hers is catchy. Looks between the assorted members of my Succubus harem with something akin to concern on her pretty face, and now that I think about it, Hifumi. That's also the nickname that Hifumi Takimoto was given, right? I believe she was called Hifumi in the New Game anime. Like, literally called New Game, in case you haven't seen it. Hifumi is good. Yeah, she's great. Anyway. She holds one hand to her cheek, her lips pursed as she says,
I did propose to Hiroki, and he did agree. That much is true. Goodness me. I had hoped I could tell you about this at a more opportune moment. The street is not really the best place for such a conversation. It's so public.
You're telling me. I feel like I'm getting an awful lot of angry stares. It's hard being so well liked by so many beautiful, famous women. There are perks, sure. Who doesn't want to be fawned over by a bunch of pretty women? The one is good. But these death stares are intense. I was built to endure so much hatred. I'm just a regular guy. Right. Part of the reason I became a photographer is because I want to keep in the background. I never wanted this much attention. I'm feeling way out of my comfort zone, but Cosmos, to my surprise, takes this all in her stride. She doesn't seem particularly upset. Instead, she's smiling.
Wow, that's really amazing you do. Congratulations! I wish you'd told me about this beforehand. I'm supposed to be your girlfriend, Hiroki, but I guess it's better late than never. I'm glad I found out about it in advance, so I can figure out what to wear for your wedding.
Aw, dude. Cosmos. That's why she's the best girl in this game. In Succubus series, man. Once again.
It will be a huge importation. It has to be, since Hifumi is so famous, so I'll dress up super nice. I'm a bit jealous, but I won't let that come between the two of you. Hifumi is the oldest fast, so it makes sense she'd want to get married while she's still fresh-faced.
That's all. Cosmos pulls her phone out of her pocket, her tongue poking out of the corner of her mouth.
But this is no good.
What's no good? I have a sinking feeling about this.
I know about your engagement, so do Hazel Maria, but are you still in the dark? She loves you a lot, Hiroki, so I'm sure she'll want to know everything about your personal life. Leaving her out wouldn't be fair. She was the first Succubus you ever met. Apart from Lady Yue, I guess.
That's true. Lady Yue was first. Wait, was Ayu the first? The first game was so long ago. She might have been. Whatever.
Now, how should I word this? She'll go crazy when she hears, I just know it.
Oh, I'm sure she will. I don't have any doubts about that, but I do have a horrible sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. It feels heavy, like I just swallowed the rock that Sisyphus was cursed to roll eternally up that hill. I'm glad that Cosmos is taking this in her stride. She's just that sort of gal, I guess. But I dread to think what I will say about all of this. In fact, I'm pretty sure I already know what she'll say about this. Dude, in before she's right around the corner as well. It will go something like...
You're getting to that circular twitch Hifumi before me. What's wrong with you, Hiroki? I thought you had taste.
He does. That's why he's choosing Hifumi.
What about me? A Japan's top idol.
And you can't date on or marry.
Hundreds of thousands of men would kill for just to shake my hand, much less put a ring on my finger.
Listen, Ayu is great. But she's losing to Hifumi.
You had the chance, so how can you blow it so spectacularly? What's wrong with you? Do you not like me? Have you been toying with my feelings this whole time? Well, I have news for you, mister. I never liked you at all that much anyway, so there. I think you're the worst. I can't stand you. Why don't you fall off a cliff and die?
Yeah, I bet it will go something like that. Gee, I can hear her voice echoing in my skull already. I'm getting a headache, and she isn't even here. Uh-oh. I need to stop Cosmos from texting her stat, otherwise things will get really messy. Hey, Cosmos! Hold the phone! Quite literally, there are some things Ayu doesn't need to know.
Hey, what are you talking about, Hiroki? Yeah, Hiroki, what's up? We'll need to tell Ayu about this at some point.
I agree with Cosmos and Hazel. It would be unfair if she was left out. For I understand Hiroki's concerns, Ayu can be quite petulant.
And that's putting it lightly.
Petulant or not, we can't hide the truth from her. She's a member of our harem too, and she loves you a lot. You need to be honest with her, or it'll break her heart. You might act tough, but she's actually really sensitive, you know. I don't want her to get hurt.
Yes. But telling her about this will hurt her, okay? It will be inevitable.
Yeah, but it will hurt less if she finds out sooner rather than later. That way, it will less like you were trying to keep a secret from her, even if you were.
Cosmos pouts.
I love you a lot, Hiroki. You're the best boyfriend I've ever had.
Aren't I the only boyfriend she's ever had?
But you've been kind of thoughtless when it comes to poor Ayu, especially when she likes you so much.
Yeah, it's precisely because Ayu supposedly likes me so much, even though she often pretends otherwise, obviously, that I've not told her about this sooner. I knew it would upset her, and I didn't want to feel responsible for bruising her feelings. I guess that was pretty cordial of me, but it sounds like I've been completely thoughtless. If anything, I think I've been thinking about Ayu a bit too much.
That's right, for it's not too late. I can still settle the score.
Wait, but isn't Ayu on tour with Shizuru at the moment? She might be busy.
It's fine. I check her schedule in advance so I know where she'll be. It will be late at night for her, so she won't be performing. She'll probably be relaxing in her little hotel room. It's a perfect time to drop the news on her.
Now, call me negative.
You're negative. Ogasawara Hiroki.
But I think this would be one of the worst times to break the news about my impending marriage to Hifumi. Unless what you mean is delivering the message to Ayu. Whatever. If it's late at night, she might not even be awake. And if she is, she'll be tired. And if she'll be tired, maybe she will have less strength to truly use all the anger. Anyway, she'll have just finished performing and she'll want to kick back and relax. I can't bother with the marriage talk right now, and I especially don't want Cosmos doing that. Cosmos means well, but she isn't always the most tactful of people. She's more tactful than Hazel, at least. Hazel tends to barrel headfirst into things without thinking. But that's my approach. But she's still a little clumsy when it comes to expressing herself. There is no way she'll deliver this message with the tact it needs. I bet she'll pepper her speech with cutesy emojis, and then that will really tick Ayu off. If it doesn't upset her inordinately, first, of course. I don't want to screw things up, so...
Now, let me see, what should I say? How about... Sorry, Ayu, but Hiroki did a bad thing. Hifumi proposed to him, and Hiroki said yes. He chose her over us. Can you believe it? He's so shameless, but don't worry, we'll always be BFFs, so...
Cosmos, wait! You absolutely can't tell Ayu that.
Hey, what do you... Oh.
She sent it, didn't she? Oof. There is scuffle as I try to prise the phone from Cosmos' hands to little success. She squeaks, stumbling backwards, and I stumble with her. I fall forwards and my arms pinwheeling with nothing to support me. Huh! And then I'm falling. Cosmos and I are both falling. Oh. Well, that's not exactly the fall I was expecting. She hits the ground with a dual tooth, and I make contact not long after her, wincing as I do. Cosmos' phone, meanwhile, goes skittering out of her hand and lands by Hifumi's foot.
My.
Hifumi frowns, then bends to retrieve Cosmos' phone. Uh-oh. She's bad with technology. Uh-oh. She brushes it off and then says...
That looked like quite the nasty fall, Cosmos Hiroki. Are the two of you alright?
I lie there, dazed, the whole world spinning. I think I hit my head, but it doesn't hurt too much. Mostly I just feel stunned. I think Cosmos fell at a more awkward angle. Her legs are splayed and she's wincing, grabbing her rear with one hand.
I'm alright, I think. But my butt really hurts. I think I cracked it open.
Oh my god. What a way to say that.
Eh? Ain't your butt supposed to have a crack in it?
Oh yeah, you raise a good point. This is hardly a ladylike thing to discuss.
That's because I ain't lady. I'd never tried to pretend I am. I'm just Hazel Williams.
Yeah, I guess that really is Hazel Williams. There's just no way.
But are those other girls celebrities too?
What about the pain?
Why are they all arguing? What's going on?
And which going on? But if it's Hazel, then I've got to snap her photo.
Me too! My friends will never believe I've seen so many celebrities one day. Cosmos, my beloved, are you right?
Ah, the crowds are going wild. They're making so much noise they might as well be in the stands of one of Hazel's tennis matches. The situation is rapidly getting out of control, and the compromising position Cosmos is slapped in doesn't really help. I don't want people snapping pictures of that.
Dear me.
Hifumi seems to share my opinion because she prioritizes Cosmos. She walks over to her and bending says,
Do you need any help, dear? Can you stand?
I think so. My legs feel a little funny for. And your back, how is that?
I'm not sure.
It feels numb. But I think it is still attached. Phew, that's a relief. Your butt is one of your nicest assets.
Now I wonder if the stress she placed on us was deliberate.
Your friends would be upset if it got hurt. Isn't right, mister?
Well, I like Cosmos for reasons which are diverse from her physical appearance. Her behind isn't the only reason why I've supported her for so long. In fact, it isn't one of the top 10 reasons. But it would be a shame, yes.
I knew it. What do you think, Hiroki? You sly dog trying to ruin Cosmos' good career. Did you do that on purpose so other guys would no longer be into her? Are you trying to kick Cosmos over herself?
I mean, I would like to say yes. Of course not, just an accident. In fact, I'm not aware that you'd consider me capable of something so underhanded.
Anything possible, Hiroki, especially after you agreed to wed Hifumi on the sly. How am I supposed to trust you after that? You are more scamming than I give you credit for, you sly dog, you.
I say, but I don't say anything in return. I'm not sure what I could say, really. It's annoying that, but Hazel does have a point. I haven't been acting in the most reliable manner lately. I guess it's no surprise she'd suspect the worst of me, for it does sting.
Here we go, dear. Do you feel better now?
A lot better, yeah. Thank you, Hifumi. And thanks for picking up my phone too, eh? I owe you one.
It is quite alright, dear. I know how much your phone means to you, so of course I would retrieve it. I would never let something you care for so greatly get damaged. Speaking of which, can you still turn it on?
It seems.
While Cosmos fiddles with her phone, Marina toots.
Dear. This all causing quite the ruckus.
She sighs then says,
Well, never matter. Let me help you up, my dear Hiroki.
Marina extends her arm towards me, a look of sympathy. Or wait, is that pity on her face? On her pretty face?
I hope you didn't hit your head too hard, darling.
Oh no, I'm alright. I mean, I think Cosmos took the worst of it actually. I glance over my shoulder at Cosmos abashed and murmur, I'm sorry?
It's alright. I know it was just an accident, so I won't hold it against you. I'm not that petty.
I know you're not. Cosmos isn't the sort of to hold grudges, not like Ayu. Now there is Succubus who's known for getting huffy. But it's nice to get some reassurance about that. I'm glad you're so chill.
Of course I am. I'm so easygoing. Lo-fi tunes to study to could be my middle name.
Now that's something I haven't listened to in ages.
You have an awful lot of middle names if I write on your birth certificate.
I imagine you get rather confusing, yes.
Like, that girl... Oh. That girl from the freaking... what was it called? The anime where she works in like a public office, whatever. Dealing with servants. Servant service. Service servant? Something like that.
And what are lo-fi tunes?
There might have been. It's a bit before your time.
Oh, I see. I suppose technology continues to march out without me. I must say, I do feel quite old sometimes. If it's as for you younger generations, speak a different language to me half of the time.
You don't know the half of it.
Hazel mumbles while I accept Marina's hand and get to my feet.
There we go. I'm glad I was able to aid you, darling. It doesn't sit right with me, leaving you sprawled on the ground like that. So I must ask you to reconsider.
Reconsider what?
Your marriage to Hifumi, of course. She might be a responsible, mature woman, For the most part, at least. She isn't the best at holding the liquor, but do you really wish to wed her first? Oh, do you have any objections to me as potential partner for Hiroki, Marina?
She said first for.
I have a few, I mean.
Ooh, hello. Marina leans in. Then in one swift sweeping motion, she places her right hand beneath my chin, tipping up my head so our eyes meet. She smiles at me, her green irises boring into mine, and says,
I myself am very fond of Hifumi. I consider her a good friend. She's certainly one of the most sensible of us Sakubai, and her company is much appreciated. She's a wonderful woman, and she would not be a poor marriage candidate. But she would never challenge you, Hiroki, not like I would. If you were to wed her, you would fast fall into routine. Hifumi would do all she can pamper you, which might sound nice conceptually, but it might become tedious. People can only be spoiled so much before they begin to get complacent. You would start to take Hifumi's kindness for granted, and
he already does that for.
And then your relationship would begin to sour. Humans are creatures which desire conflict first and foremost.
I don't.
It keeps their days entertaining and also keeps them young.
Okay, I would argue with that.
A life without conflict is the same as accepting death. It is akin to stagnation.
Dude, give me stagnation. I'll take stagnation.
But if you were to wed me instead, I promise you I would not go easy on you.
I mean, I would not complain with that.
I would train you every day.
Okay, I would complain about that.
My darling, so you can best pleasure me.
Okay, I would not complain about that.
I can be quite harsh mistress and stern disciplinarian. She's not kidding. My Marina can be pretty scary. But I'm only harsh towards these I love. Then she must love you enough for Lord Hazel. I'm not sure about that. I will not tell you to get complacent as Hifumi surely would. I would keep you on your toes. Do you wish to be educated by a beautiful older woman? I think that sounds like a rather flirtatious future indeed. Do you not agree?
I mean, that sounds good to me. That might not be such a bad idea, actually. I don't think I might be educated by Marina. Shirley is gorgeous, and I do stand by my earlier assessment of her. Her thighs are so thick, I'd love to be squeezed by them. I can feel myself. Dude, it's not only the thighs, but yeah. I can feel myself falling for her spell when...
Hey, I object everything you just said, Marina. Oh...
Marina glanced at me before she doesn't relinquish her grip on my chin. If anything, I feel she's holding me with even more strength than before. Marina's nails are long, and they've been neatly manicured. They're scraping against my chin, and it's not exactly comfortable. Ow.
What objectives do you have, pray tell? Well... Yeah, I'm kinda curious about it too. What part about what Marina said was a lie? I know you have been and you really are too nice for your own good.
Oh, but I think Hifumi can get... like... angry as well.
Anyway, I refute that on a fundamental level. I do not think it possible to be too nice to a person, especially if you love them. I would argue that the world needs more nice people, not less.
True!
Well, I agree with that. I wish people be nicer too. That's why I stream so much. It's so I can cheer people up who've been having a rough time.
Okay, that's some bullshit that a VTuber would tell you. Oh yeah, I stream to cheer you up. That's bullshit.
And that's why you're the best, Cosmos. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for support.
Now I wonder. Is man #1 going to become a recurring ensemble character? He's got way too many lines of dialogue for him to be a throwaway character at this point. No, he's supposed to be a throwaway character. But the dude doesn't even have a name. He can't be all that relevant. Anyway.
And I would not spoil Hiroki to the point of indolence. While I might enjoy taking care of the people who I adore, I take great care not to pamper people too much. It would not do if I assumed all of Hiroki's day-to-day chores for him. Then he would become completely dependent upon me. Making one's beloved helpless, like a small babe, is not love. It is cruelty masquerading as love.
Well said.
I would feel awful if Hiroki had to rely on me for everything. Although, I mightn't mind if Hiroki needed me to blow on his food for him. Or if he needs me to take care of all the laundry, especially his underwear.
Okay, that's a weird one.
Or if he wished for me to bath him. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I mean, I don't mind bath with her.
And of course, I would have no issue with giving him a helping hand from time to time too.
With the chores.
As his wife, that would be my most important duty by far.
I'm not sure if I like the sound of that laugh. I mean, I do. It's sending chills down my spine. Oh, I don't mind. Hifumi looks a little excited about the thought of assuming all of my tasks for me. Not all. She said she didn't want to spoil me to the point of co-dependence, but I wonder.
You ain't exactly doing a good job at defending yourself there, Hifumi.
I have to concur. You might have good intentions, but they do pave the road to hell, or so the saying goes. What? I would never send Hiroki to hell. I love him. I know that you do. I would never question your feelings for Hiroki, but it's precisely because you love him so much that it will cause problems. Your feelings are too strong. You don't know any self-restraint, so you would never be able to be a decent wife.
Oh, that's no, you can't say that.
I think I would be a far better wife.
What about me? I'm really casual going, but I also know when it's serious. If you marry me, Hiroki, I'll make you go jogging every morning.
I mean, I will sign up for that. For maybe not at the moment because my Achilles is killing me. But yeah.
I'll soon whip you up into shape. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Yes. I mean, for me, yes. It sounds like the exact opposite of fun, exactly. The mere thought is enough to make me feel nauseous. I think I'd sooner be punished by Marina than go jogging with Hazel. I'd choose jogging over punishment, but yeah. In fact, I'm starting to wonder if the seemingly easygoing Hazel isn't actually a huge sadist herself. No.
What about me? If you marry me, Hiroki, then I'll let you pick out my outfits on my streams and in my photo shoots.
Yeah, that I don't like. Dude, this is a game, so whatever, but dude, imagine in real life, there are people who would actually agree to that. Dude, you are so pathetic.
And you can take a bunch of pictures of me too, from all cyclists. We could go on cute dates together. We could go to the theme park again. We'll have a real blast. Every day will be adventure. It will be adventure with me too.
And me. I don't want to send my dear husband on an adventure. I just wish for the two of us to be happy together in marital bliss.
You'd be happy with me?
No, me. Me.
Me. Me.
Another interference.
Hey, what in the world is the meaning of this?
All of a sudden, a loud yell speeds the air, interrupting my harem of bickering succubi. We all jump, then glance about. I turn my head, seeking out the source of voice. It sounds pretty familiar when...
Oh, Lady Yue! To the pleasure!
The queen of the Succubus realm herself and my high school sweetheart. It's a long story, but you probably know it. Yue marches forwards. A ring of curious onlookers has formed around us, like a moat around a European-style castle. Alright. I mean, I would still say my country has the most amount of castles. So that's nice. Anyway, but they move to one side when US stalks forwards. Her presence is just that commanding, and it's obvious, just look at her, that she's in a bad mood. She's in such a peak of self-righteous indignation, she's positively bristling, like a cat whose hackles are up. I wonder where you came from for... I mean, the obvious answer to that is the Succubus realm, but how did she know what was happening? Was she watching us? I know she does that sometimes when things are slow in the Succubus realm. What a thing to overhear for. I wonder how much of our spot she witnessed.
Oh, Yue.
Marina looks at you dispassionately. The pair have never gotten along. Her brow furrowed.
Why are you here? I feel like I could ask you the same question, Marina. And you, Hifumi. And the rest of you. Were you mobbing poor Hiroki in public? And what were you screeching on about? You sounded like a bunch of banshees.
And that's a weird voice I've given her. Anyway.
Were we really being that loud? You were being quite loud, yes. My dear Marina was being even more ridiculous than you. It was impossible for me to concentrate on my tasks knowing you were getting into so much mischief. Really, Fa?
US upper lip curls in distaste.
I cannot wrap my head around this. It is embarrassing hearing you all conduct yourself so poorly, especially when there are so many witnesses.
It's actually true. Actually true.
You are meant to be ladies. Why are you acting with so little grace and dignity? I might expect such a behavior from you, Hazel. And maybe from you too, Cosmos. But I'm very surprised to see you egging them on, Marina, and you too, Hifumi. I thought you were supposed to be sensible. What in the world is going on?
Crap. Yue doesn't just look pissed, she looks almost apoplectic. I can see a vein standing out on her forehead. I don't. And her right eye is twitching. Nah. We really must have made her angry. Yue is a stickler for order as it is, being the queen of the Succubus realm, but she must feel especially affronted now her subjects caused such a commotion in public. I wonder if Yue sees this as a personal failing of her own because she's the ruler. Maybe she's afraid that this ridiculousness will reflect badly upon her. Yue might be short. No, she's not. But her presence is commanding, so much so everybody falls silent. Even the circle of onlookers who were passing comments and snapping photos and videos with their phones have stopped talking. The silence is appreciated. All of that noise was beginning to make my head hurt, but I'm afraid of what it might herald. Could this be the fabled calm before the storm? I'm anxious that all hell is going to break loose once Yue learns the real reason behind this disturbance. To that end, I should probably try to explain things to her simply and succinctly, before Hazel has a chance to run her mouth and make everything even worse. I want to try and explain myself, but...
Oh, I can explain it for you, lady. I can keep things nice and simple too, you see?
No, Hazel, don't just come out and say it.
That is right. Perhaps you should let Hiroki manage this. We all know that Yue can be a bit sensitive. Sensitive?
Yue scolds.
Are you trying to say that I'm hysterical? Well, you can be sometimes. Marina!
Yue's face twists unpleasantly while Marina furrows.
Well, I'm very sorry, but I stand by what I said. You do feel things too keenly, and you are too sensitive. Why, you used to be even worse in the past. We all had to be careful with how we addressed you, for fear you would lose your cool. Dealing with you is like walking on eggshells, and Hazel isn't delicate enough to manage your moods. You should let Hiroki explain things. Be that as it may, I do not want to give Hiroki time to explain things. It is obvious that something important has occurred, and I do not want Hiroki to downplay it for my sake. I would far rather hear the truth, crude and unvarnished, for it might be. Please tell me, Hazel, what is happening. I promise I'm mature enough to accept it. Are you sure you want to know, Lady Yue? Perhaps we ought to go somewhere more isolated first. The truth might prove to be quite the shock.
and that is all the more reason why you should tell me now.
No.
Papa! Do not worry. Contrary to Marina's expectations, I don't have the poor grasp of my own temper that she seems to believe. Well, I can be quite calm and never had it. In fact, when the situation calls for it. I know my own motions and I know how to respond to provocations accordingly. Now what is happening? Tell me, or I shall have to punish all of you, Hiroki included.
Oh boy.
Well, being punished by a beauty like you, it doesn't sound too bad. If anything, it's a privilege rather than a punishment.
Yeah, by the way, like, since Lady Yue appeared, I totally am recording on the next day, as I couldn't continue, even though it will be one episode. But I can tell that the voices are completely different. It always happens. Damn it.
But never mind. You want the truth, Lady Yue, so I'll tell you the truth, no matter how shocking it might be.
That's why the voice changer would come clutch. But somehow I feel like... I mean, I could try, but I didn't fully organize that, so yeah. I mean, to be fair, I did plan to put entire Sakura Succubus 10 on the wait until maybe I organize that, but someone had to freaking moan about the game. Anyway.
It surprised me when I first heard it too, but I'll bet it will stun you even more. You see, the thing is, Hiroki and Hifumi are planning on getting married. Hifumi proposed, Hiroki agreed, and now they're shopping for wedding rings. How crazy is that?
Oh shit. The cat is well and truly out of the bag now. There'll be no trying to cram it back in, it's too late. Hazel's gone and spilled the beans. She's told you absolutely everything. Now the only question that remains is how you will react. Entire city is going to be wiped out. Will she lose the temper? She won't transform into her succubus form in rage. Will she, in view of all these people, and strike me down with some sort of malevolent curse? I hope not. What curse are succubi capable of anyway? She won't rid me of my ability to have kids in the future, will she? I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's not like it would be much of a problem. Considering where the world is going, why would you want children in the first place? Come on, man. The world is only getting worse and worse. I would not want, you know, to leave children for clearly a darker, shadowier future. Because it's definitely not brighter. And that would not be a real tragedy, Hiroki. Come on. All the politicians and so on complaining, why do you not have kids? Well, because the world is shite. That's why. Anyway, I'm starting to freak out here. Like pretty much early when...
Oh, I see. So Hiroki is going to marry Hifumi. I suppose that makes sense.
Damn! You and nods, her arms crossed. Despite all of my fears, her expression remains placid. Her blue-eyed gaze cool and untroubled. Her voice is so cool. In fact, I can feel a chill going down my spine.
Oh, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. In fact, knowing how obsessed my older cousin is with getting married. Still, Hiroki and Hifumi, I would like to give the two of my blessing and wish you happiness going forth. But that's just not possible!
US suddenly explodes, her eyes narrowed with unmistakable fury.
I'd like to congratulate the two of you, but you've made the impossible for me. I can't believe that you would keep something so important a secret, so I would have to find out from Hazel of all the people!
I mean... I was about to say I would explain, but you said, Hazel, tell me. I'm not sure what you means by Hazel of all the people, but I don't think it's meant to be a compliment. Hazel doesn't seem to realize this, however, or if she does, it doesn't bother her because she says,
Yeah, it's not fair that I was the one who had to tell her. You should have been more upfront about this, Hifumi, not you too, Hiroki. You're both playing dirty.
But, I mean, again, he was about to explain. I mean, whatever. If I were engaged, would I like blubber about it to everyone around? I don't know, man.
If we're on the tennis courts, that'd be a false for sure. I know very little about tennis. I fear I'm not good at sports in general, save for Karuta. I'm quite uncoordinated in all the other regards.
Well, yeah, playing tennis can be kind of hard. People think it's easy, you're just walking a ball around, right? But it actually requires a lot of concentration.
Right. I mean, I admire you playing it.
It's definitely not for everyone.
True.
You two are missing the point. This has nothing to do with tennis. I couldn't care less about hand-eye coordination or have you. I just want my partner to be honest with me about this upcoming marriage. I can't believe that you would do this to me, Hiroki. I've never felt more betrayed.
Damn. We're attracting quite a crowd. A bunch of men and women are looking at us curiously. I mean, dude, it's... if you have even taken their phones out to film this very public falling out, and I can't say I blame them. I totally stop and stare if this was happening to somebody else, and I probably find it funny too. I would just move. Like, who cares? I can say I found this particularly amusing, however, because it isn't happening to somebody else. It's happening to yours truly. What a pain. What's going on?
Are we talking about marriage?
Is that man to timing those beautiful women? Is that man to timing Yamamoto Hifumi?
And we're gonna marry now?
And Cosmos Moretti, who I totally don't follow the Rapid Bound and whose streams I don't watch every weekend when I have the free time.
Cosmos perks up at this, then beams at the rather unremarkable man in the crowd who doesn't even have a name. I guess man #1 is good enough for the likes of him, again.
Do you watch my streams, mister?
Well, man 1 flushes, his face turning the shade of pink, which is actually kind of cute. But I didn't say that. Ha, who knew?
It's not that I make a habit out of it exactly. I do quite a busy job, and it's not that I can spare the time to always watch you. But your energy is quite infectious, yes. I enjoy how cheerful you are, and how you always smile no matter what mean things people in chat say about you. It makes me wish I could shake off my boss's insults that easily. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad that watching me cheers you up. It's what I'm there for. I know how it feels to be shunned. I'm never really fit with myself either. That's why I try to stream so much, to give everybody a place to belong. I hope the job light this up a little, but until it does, you can always take refuge in my streams. I'll be there to welcome you with open arms.
Oh, Cosmos, you're a real angel.
I might be an angel. I thought I was supposed to be a cat girl and occasionally a bunny girl. And reality, a Succubus. I've never cosplayed as an angel before,
You're a cat bunny angel hybrid. You're the best. I was really subbed to your Twist account, but now I'll up my sub to the highest tier. You deserve it.
Ugh.
I want to give you all the support I can.
Oh, thank you, kind. I love you.
The man recoils, clutching a hand to his chest.
Right in the heart. She's simply too adorable.
Isn't she just? Cosmos is very cute. She might be, but what you have done, Hifumi, is not...
Yue stabs a finger in Hifumi's direction, her eyes narrowed.
I'm very, very displeased with you. In fact, so much so, I'll have to have a stern word with you later. First, however...
Yue approaches me. Then forcefully she grabs hold of me, her fingers curling around mine so tightly that I yelp. Dang, that smarts. Yue is small and slender, but her gripping power is insanely high.
How did she get so strong?
She was working out, unlike you. And unlike me lately, I need to start working out again. Properly. And then again, I was not running because my Achilles is killing me. And I did go yesterday. And what happened today? Both of them kill me. Like, what the hell, man? It's so annoying. Anyway. It must be because she's a succubus. They can easily outpower a human, no matter how barely the human in question might be. And I'm not barely at all. I'm just tall. I wish. Nah, I also kinda don't care. I have no real muscle mass power whatsoever. There is no... Dude, what are you talking about? You're carrying the camera and you're doing it for the newspaper or whatever. I would say just carrying all that stuff would make you somewhat muscly. Unless it's just a camera and no additions, I guess. Anyway, there is no way, therefore, I can endure the pressure that you is exerting on me.
Hey, you, that kinda hurts.
Good, it's supposed to.
But why?
Do you even need to ask? You trample upon my pure maidenly heart. In fact, I believe you'll find that you have caused me much, much more pain than I have to you.
I mean, emotionally maybe, but I'd never harm you physically. I'm not an asshole. I do not only want the best for you, I want us to be happy together.
You squeeze even harder and I yelp.
But if you keep doing, you'll wind up breaking all of the bones in my fingers. Is that what you really want?
What I want right now is for you to shut up and come with me. There are some things that can't be discussed here, not when we've attracted such a large audience. This is a private matter and it should be conducted in an appropriate location without all of these bystanders. Now let's go.
Go where? Go where?
You should already know where. Don't make me spill it out for you. You might act like a fool, Hiroki, but I know you aren't completely stupid.
Hey, what? Hey, wait, Yue! I cry out to Yue, but to little avail. She's already holding me through the street. As for I'm nothing more than an unwieldy sack of potatoes. I don't have any choice but to go along with her, heading to keep up. She's walking pretty fast, even though she's wearing heels. She must be pissed. While Yue carts me off, I can hear a commotion unfolding behind me, both from my succubus companions and from the curious bystanders.
Wow, you sure looked mad, huh? Well, duh, of course she was mad. Hiroki was trying to get hitched without heroing. That's really low. He should be ashamed of himself. I know Hiroki meant anything bad by it. Well, he's an upfront, upstanding man. He isn't the sort to go behind people's backs. I wonder if Hifumi pressured him into it. Knowing Hifumi, that would not be beyond the bounds of possibility. My. Why are you all looking at me, dear sisters? Your glances have become rather icy. It makes me feel as if I have done something wrong. That's because you have, you harlot! A harlot, am I? My. I'd not expect to be censured quite so sternly, huh? Was Yamamoto Hifumi a harlot?
Is it really her?
She looks a lot like her, but it's hard to tell.
I know that girl at least really cosmos pretty. I recognize those cat ears anywhere. You're so cute, Galmat!
Thank you! I'm doing my best! You wanna cheer about the upward fair fling now? Now let's all strike a pose together on the count of 3!
The commotion is being to fade away into nothing more than background noise. However, as Yue grabs my hand and marches me away. It's struggle for me to keep pace with her. She's walking so quickly with such a purposeful strides, I'm getting worn out.
You,
I try to entreat her, for she doesn't turn to look at me. She's still marching onwards, as purposely as a soldier, her shoulders squared. Surely doesn't intend to give me a chance, does she? Good. I wonder if I've blown things for good.
You might have.
But knowing how those games go, you probably didn't. I know that agreeing to Hifumi's proposal would cause problems, but I didn't realize these problems would bite me in the behind so quickly. Again, because you never talked about it.
would you mind slowing down a little bit?
No, I can't.
But you're walking so quickly, it's hard to keep up.
You'll just have to try. Then, won't you?
You're a little faster, but it's a little stronger too. It feels like you're going to wrench my arms out of their sockets.
How terrible for you. Still, I'm sure you'll live.
Hey, you, would you just...
No, I won't just do anything. You've long since forfeited the right to ask any favors of me, Hiroki.
But...
There'll be no buts either. Now listen.
Okay, if we actually moved to some different location, I would totally stop the episode here.
But the game doesn't want to stop.
You finally does come to a halt at this, down a crumpled alleyway where there aren't any other people to see or hear us. As far as the scenery goes, this isn't particularly nice. I can definitely think of better places to have a confrontation like this. Not that I want to have a confrontation, really. I'd prefer it if Yue could let this slide, but I guess it's not the sort of topic which can be disregarded so easily. I mean, this is my potential marriage we're talking about. That explains why Yue is taking it so seriously. It's a serious topic, which is why her eyes are narrowed, her chest heaving from the wave of her own overwhelming emotions. I feel like that's not the expression she would be giving, but whatever.
I know you and I don't get to spend very much time together, owing to my duties as the queen of the Succubus realm. Sometimes I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. The sad reality is that I can't afford to spend much time by your side as some of the others. I know Hifumi and the others are busy, but they're busy with their human affairs in the human realm. I spend so much time managing my Succubus subjects, however, I can't spend much time troubling myself with what happens in your day-to-day life.
True. That is true, we know that.
I understand I might appear distant because of this, and I understand if I'm not very high on your priority list.
I mean, she would be high on mine.
But just because we don't see one another very often, it doesn't mean you can get married without asking me about it first. That is simply isn't fair.
Yue stares at me, her powder blue eyes cold and hard as steel. Her chest is still heaving from emotion, and her face looks a little flushed. She really is serious about this. I feel like I've screwed things up. How can I make amends? Yeah, Yue, I'm very sorry.
You don't sound very sure about that, Hiroki. Are you sure you're really sorry?
Well, I definitely regret upsetting you. I just... I don't know what to do. I like you and Hifumi, and of course, I like all the others too. I don't want to reject any of you, and I don't want you to feel bad. I just want to, us all to be happy together.
That's exactly what I want to, Hiroki. I don't desire anything too extreme, yet I cannot have that because Hifumi had to try and take advantage of the situation when my back was turned. She's been trying to steal you from me, but I won't allow it. You're my very first love, you're the first person I ever kissed, and the first person I pledged my heart to. You are, and always will be, the only man that I adore.
Dang. Must be nice to hear something like that, I guess.
And marrying my cousin without first informing me of your plans was very callous. Can you imagine how painful it would be?
It's a little hard for me to imagine, yeah, personally, since it's such an unlikely scenario. I wouldn't say that. They're Succubi. I wouldn't say that's unlikely. Anyway, but you're right, I wasn't treating you well. I should have deferred my decision and I should have let you know. I really am sorry, you were.
I'd like to say I could make you even sorrier. But I do understand it must be difficult for you too, trying to appease so many women.
Of course.
I know this is a precarious situation for you, so I'll try not to be too angry. There is one thing, however, I simply refuse to let you forget.
What?
I won't let you forget just how much I care about you, Hiroki. I love you so much, much more than you could even realize. And I'll never stop loving you, no matter what happens. You might drive me crazy, but even so, you're still the only man for me.
Okay.
I don't want anybody else. I only want you. So please don't pull away from me. I refuse to let you pull away from me. I want to make you mine.
Again, so many nice statements. Lucky bastard. And with this it's with this bold statement that Yue steps forward. Yue gives my hand squeeze so hard it makes him wince. But yeah, you know what? I mean, her hand's definitely smaller, which I guess is not a surprise. But still. I'm glad it kinda checks out with the earlier description. Huh. And the scenery around us begins to warp. It shifts. And it shifts to the end of the episode. Let's end this one finally. And tomorrow, you'll get another one. I will be guessing that we are going to Succubus realm out of nowhere. Which would not be a surprise, I guess. So yeah, for now, hope you enjoyed this one video recorded across 2 days. As always, if you did, consider liking it, and of course, if you're new around, consider subscribing. With all of that being said, have a fantastic day.
Bye-bye.